You're watching Audiotree live. The date is Monday, May 16th, and we are so pleased to have with us live in the studio, Trevor Sensor.
Honey, can you check my lungs and my silver tongue taste my growing sons that I know are there inside of you, just waiting to turn me to the man I don't want to be. Jesus Christ, kiss my insides, make me alright, hold me up high in your right palm of justice before you say I'll crush this, and by this, you know I mean me. Cry all night, wish you were inside. Stay in bed, waste away your life. Every night I can't seem to hide from all my past lives when I was a little child, and I tempted all those demons to take me by the hand and drag me to be Satan's man. And all these things have pushed me to the brink are not anything that should worry me, but on days I can't escape, and I don't know what to make of my life or anything at all. Cry all night, wish you were inside. Stay in bed, waste away your life. Your life, waste away your life, yeah.
You're watching Audiotree live. We're here in the studio with Trevor Sensor. Trevor, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Obviously, you have such a unique, really, really cool voice, and you're also a young guy. When did you realize that, like, when did you stumble upon that voice, I guess? Did you have to try out other different singing styles before you arrived at that?
Oh, no, I screamed a lot as a kid.
Is that exactly what you sounded like as a 2-year-old?
Yeah, I drove my parents nuts.
Nice. So you came out fully formed, yowling like that?
Yeah, out of the womb.
Yeah, nice.
Just like that.
That's probably a terrifying experience.
Yeah, they were thinking about doing an exorcism, but
Yeah.
they called it off last minute.
Have you heard of the Jersey Devil? Like, when they had the 13th child, they had to throw it like in the fireplace, it escaped up the chimney, became a demon.
Yeah, that's like one of those things like Bigfoot and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's like an urban legend kind of
Yeah,
thing.
they're like legitimate people dedicating their lives to that. type of
Totally.
stuff.
Could you ever see yourself doing that, giving up your career as a musician and becoming a cryptozoologist?
Yeah, if I ultimately fail, that's the backup plan, really.
Yeah, that's a good plan to have. You're from the town of Sterling, Illinois.
Yeah.
Do you have any urban legends from that town that may be similar to the Jersey Devil? It doesn't have to be well-known or official, just any weird stories like that you heard growing up.
Actually, so we have this park called Mississippi Park, and there are Indian burial grounds there, and they say it's very bad luck if you stand on top of them or, fornicate on top of them or anything like that. So, I think I don't think they can tell the difference, but it's not good to do either.
I was going to say, is there a different consequence for standing on it as opposed to, fornicating on top of it?
I don't know. It's kind of probably like, the many layers of hell. You get put in one depending on what you do or something.
Yeah. Anytime you get Indian burial grounds involved, it never ends up good.
I know. After watching Pet Sematary, I was like, I'm not doing that at all, ever.
Are you a big Pet Sematary fan?
Yeah, no. Stephen King rubs me the wrong way sometimes.
Oh, really? How come?
Just because I feel like he has these how he gets out of his stories is kind of chintzy sometimes.
I would agree with that. He does what I like to refer to sometimes as the vague, big energy ending, where like some portal will open and just demons will rush in, or some kind of Deus Ex Machina device will suddenly somehow end the story.
I know it's like what's kind of dumb about it is just like you know what's great about like the movie The Exorcist, for example. It's like you can't. There's kind of like a mild mystery to it throughout the whole film of whether or not this girl's actually possessed or not.
Yeah.
And then it like gets really legit, and you're like, this is probably real, you know, unless you put on some makeup really quick while the priests weren't looking or something.
Chug some pea soup.
But
yeah.
like, yeah, exactly. That'd be a lot of work for a little girl. But like Stephen King will just be like, no, this car is actually alive. And it's gonna do some.
But don't you like it sometimes when the monster exists? And I'm playing, not even playing devil's advocate. I just love Stephen King. Don't you like it sometimes where maybe we're like, no, this horror is real. It's from a real supernatural place.
I don't know. I think things that are actually horrifying are things left up to the imagination. So like what I'll think about later is more horrifying than what's on the screen in front of me. So.
Do you have a particular horror movie that you feel adheres to that that aesthetic, the more imagination type driven thing?
Jeez. I don't know about horror films, but like I think like David Lynch's like Blue Velvet, for example, or even Mulholland Drive. Like there's something about it that's very off-putting in terms of like disturbing you. That's like I don't know. It's more relatable to the human condition. I don't know if you've seen the movie or not, but Blue Velvet.
Oh yeah. I actually had to play Frank from Blue Velvet for this interactive event thing. That's too detailed to get into here.
I feel weird for shaking your hand now.
No, I'm a nice guy. Come on, yeah. I have my nitrous oxide tank out there if you want some afterwards.
Okay, that's good.
Awesome. Let's hear another song, shall we?
Yeah.
Home is something I have never known. As we wait for something like light. Oh, in time, like a parasite, it burdens my young mind. It haunts me all my sad and troubled nights. As we wait for something like light. Oh no. You wait for someone to ties you to the docks. Always wait for something to go wrong. That you won't be something, nothing at all. Oh well, Judas, tell me, open my young eyes. As we wait for something like life. Well, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for the brittle strings I broke. Burning bridges swallowed in the smoke. As we wait for something like life. Oh no, you wait for someone that ties you to the docks. Always wait for something to go wrong. That you won't be something, nothing at all. Oh no. You kiss me clean and tell me all these things. That I'm no good, my father's just like me. That I can't be something, can't be anything.
You're watching Audiotree Live, and we are here in the studio with Trevor Sensor. Take a moment, get some water if you need it.
Yeah, I need it after that song.
Yeah, I was going to say, with your singing style, do you feel like it's at all hell on the vocal cords?
No, actually. It probably sounds very painful. Like I'm gargling rocks or something, but like songs like that, I don't know, I just end up yelling at the end, you know, not knowing if I'm really in key or not.
It doesn't matter, though. Like we were saying before, it's about energy, I guess.
It's the energy. That's
Yeah, I know everyone's gonna think we're being really weird and metaphysical. Something we were speaking about before the camera started rolling was, Jack Kerouac, beat poets, the beat writers, beat lifestyle, and all of that. Is that something that you feel like you want to emulate it all as you travel, or is it more something you just admire? I just want to hear your thoughts on that a little bit more.
Well, that depends on what I can get access to.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Kerouac's more like a holy figure to me. So there's things about what they do in those books that aren't appetizing to me, and some that are very appetizing to me. So I mean, On the Road kind of, and like Dharma Bums, and especially like Big Sur, did a lot for me as growing up, and that it's probably one of those first experiences where I think literature and art is supposed to do this, where I felt less alone in the world. So, yeah, that's kind of how I view all that.
I feel bad. I have Stephen King. You have Jack Kerouac, which is the more eloquent answer, I think.
I mean, we're just going off of whether, if it's all relative, it doesn't matter anyway.
No, exactly. Well, so when you speak to it almost, in this like biblical sense almost, do you mean that you feel like there are lessons in On the Road and his other books that, lessons of, oh, don't do this, or that doesn't appeal to me? Like, I guess what I'm saying is you can take it for the good and the bad, as like viewing it as more than just a story.
No, I view it more so like he was channeling something. I think there are moments when you're making things that you have to really wrestle it out of the instrument or out of the words, and other times where, it just strikes you.
Totally. Well, it's funny, too, watching interviews with Kerouac, because he doesn't look like you think he would. I mean, I guess he doesn't embody any kind of stereotypical idea of what someone in the beat movement was at that time, and so he does seem like a man possessed almost.
That's the great irony of it. He was a Catholic boy who
he played football, too, right?
Yeah, he liked William F. Buckley and stuff, and he was hanging out with, communists and stuff. So it's he liked it. I think he liked that tension.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely. When he always, despite all of his problems or whatever else, he kept very clean cut and everything. Yeah, he was just, I don't know, I remember the first time I saw him talk, not live, of course, but the first time I saw him online just talk, it was very striking to me. I remember that contrast being like very pronounced.
Yeah, he had a presence, that's for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. And was he die in Florida? Am I making that up?
I think so.
Yeah.
Died by the bottle, which, I mean, there are worse deaths.
Yeah.
So.
What would be the worst death you could think of, like, of all time?
Oh, God. We don't really want to play off of my anxieties, do we?
Maybe we do.
No,
I don't know.
I don't know. I think in overall, probably getting stabbed would suck.
Yeah.
Dying just sucks, man. There's no real...
Dying does suck.
There's no, like, good or bad about it.
Yeah.
So...
But it happens to all of us.
Yeah. We're trying to bring a moral out of this session,
Yeah, we really want to dig deep and make people depressed at home.
Yeah, that's what my music is supposed to do. It's supposed to make people depressed.
Awesome, and we're going to try and do that with our banter, too.
Yes, exactly.
Keep it like that all around. Let's hear another song. Speaking of dying, this next song, I'm not going to say what it's called. The people will see in a minute, and it'll make sense.
They say it's about death.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
I look out to a little house nearly falling apart, and there sits a wicked man who tortured my simple heart. Wouldn't take another step towards something that's so vile. He gets up and he looks at me, and I show him my denial. Oh, here's the Reaper man, he's looking after me. Oh, here's the Reaper man, he's coming to take me. Da-da-da. I have spent sleepless nights dreaming of the day that he'll come and take a step and walk towards my way. But brittle bones and aching limbs is where I wanna be. Oh, when that wicked man comes for me. Oh, is the Reaper man, he's looking after me. And oh, is the Reaper man, he's coming to take me. Da-da-da. going with him without one last fight. Oh, that reaper man, how he loves me so, and I can hear his whispers as the cold wind blows. Oh, is the reaper man, he's looking after me, and oh, is the reaper man, he's coming to take me. Oh, is the reaper man, he's looking after me, and oh, is that a reaper man, he's coming to take me. No, 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 no.
You're watching Audiotree Live. We're here in the studio with Trevor Sensor, and that was Reaper Man. We've been talking a lot about horror and death and things of that that nature, so let's lighten up a little bit. Let's talk about the Eagles a little bit, something we are talking about out there. Your first musical memory, you said, is to the song Take It Easy, correct?
Yeah, that was a long time ago, but it's weird how I think that memory sticks out vividly. Like, I don't know, my mother just listened to the Eagles a lot for some reason when I was a kid, and it either did me good or did me not so good, depending on how you feel about the Eagles, you know?
I think everyone who is a hardcore fan of the Eagles, like myself, has a love-hate relationship with them. I think there's a cynicism that you have to accept when you like them, but you also can't deny how good they were at writing hooks and maybe somewhat superficially capturing a lifestyle that maybe didn't exist.
Yeah, I also think they need to give a lot of credit to Jackson Brown.
Oh, of
though.
course.
You know, that whole story.
Yeah, well, because Glenn Frey and Jackson Brown were roommates, and Jackson Brown wrote "Take It Easy" and some other stuff. Right?
Yeah, that's weird how that worked.
Yeah, which is funny too, because personality-wise, I don't necessarily associate Glenn Frey and the Eagles, who are kind of, by all accounts, could be difficult people, with someone like Jackson Brown, who you hear mostly good things about.
Yeah, with being difficult, you're saying, or
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is they all played this brand of like California, laid back rock, for lack of a better term. But the Eagles, I think, were stronger personalities. Jackson Brown seems genuinely mellow, where they seem like they're trying to capture being mellow.
Well, yeah, I mean the Eagles were they wanted to be big, so there's some people kind of take that as arrogance. I don't know. There's it's not an easy industry. You got to be aggressive and. In some regard, if you're not being aggressive with your art, some people take it out in different ways through Twitter or, however they're feeling that day.
Are you do you go on the old Twitter a lot?
I do here and there. There's like spurts of moments. Like the other night, I was at home getting drunk to old 80s movies. Like I was watching The Breakfast Club and 16 Candles. And then like I was having a good time, and then Adventures in Babysitting came on, and I was just furious with this movie.
What didn't you like about it? I haven't seen it in a really long time.
The concept of it is just dumb. Like your friend Brenda, like it starts out with a boyfriend crisis of like he doesn't want to go to this French, restaurant with me or whatever. and then her friend Brenda's just like, I want to kill my mother with some Drano. And she's like, don't do that. She's like, fine, I'll run away to Chicago, but run out of money as soon as I get to the bus stop. And then, calls her friend. Doesn't call her parents or anything like that. Anything reasonable. No, we got to have like this strange catalyst to this whole story. And then these kids wind up fighting off gangsters. And
yeah, well, and it's also weird that even just the French restaurant, like I wasn't going to French restaurants in high school. Like it seems, so is it like a case of them being overly privileged, you think? And then,
these are the Reagan years.
Oh,
Anything
that's
was
true.
possible in the Reagan years.
That is very true.
We were all, according to the movies at least, we were all lived in the suburbs of Chicago. We were all, there was no minorities involved. If they were in the inner city and they were thugs. And yeah, I mean, that was a time.
I wonder if like the Buellers and the Griswolds and whatever the family's name was in Adventures in Babysitting all lived in the same neighborhood. Like if there's some sort of expanded universe thing going on there.
I mean, in John Hughes' world, if everybody gets their own private heaven, I'm pretty sure John Hughes is in the suburbs of Chicago right now,
Yeah.
running around pretending to be like the kid in Home Alone or something.
And a lot of them weren't even like filmed in the actual suburbs. Like Home Alone was, but some of them it was kind of, it doesn't even look that much like the Midwest to me,
I know, they lied to us. That's what Hollywood does. They lie to all of us.
It's nothing but lies. So
Yeah.
as the Eagles probably discovered, as they ascended to fame. Yeah, exactly. I know. If we had a drummer here, we could have them do that right now. But
Well, I'm too poor for a drummer, so I'm sorry.
well, we'll let you play the piano instead. Baby
thank
again.
you.
Let's hear another song.
Awesome.
You call yourself a whore, but you never seen Babylon. I've danced with many just like you. They always say travel on, but where am I supposed to be when the trumpets play the song? I know you need assurance, a broken piece of time, but it's hope and grace in me you'll never find. Baker sang of loneliness, and a martyr spoke of dreams. You tell me about the Imperials, but you don't know what it means. So rattle off your politics and try to make a scene. I know you've seen the Vatican 100,000 times, but it's hope and grace in me you'll never find. You wake up drunk to realize there's another man in your bed. You erase through all the memories, but you find there instead a slew of ancient prophecies, the words you never said. A bar is just as holy, it's all in your mind, where it's hope and grace in me you'll never find. Got a broken sense of confidence and a place that's full of rain. You rush to find a broken heart, but you get hit by a train. And what's the point of anything? There isn't any pain. For memory is fleeting. I've told you many times, it is hope and grace in me you'll never find. No.
You're watching Audiotree Live. We're here in the studio with Trevor Sensor. We're on the last interview segment now, so let's talk a little bit about Nietzsche, if I'm saying that right. We were chatting a bit about that a little while ago. So yeah, you're currently reading him, correct?
Yeah, I'm digging into Beyond Good and Evil currently.
And I guess, do you share any of the viewpoints in it? Do you just find it fascinating? What's your kind of stance on it?
Nietzsche is a great critic, but there's also a reason he lost his mind, whether it be due to the syphilis or...
He'll do that to you.
And, you got to ward that off. And that or just the ideas were... They just weren't that in touch with reality in a sense, in terms of like his metaphysical concepts, I think, or what he wanted us to be. But I do think his criticisms on society apply to today in terms of, like I went to school in the humanities, for example, and he had a criticism of them at the time where he was like, we're turning the humanities into basically let's equip them with jobs and stuff like that and make it more mathematical and all this stuff. And he's just like, humanities are like a guide to life, and that's what they're supposed to be. And I agree with that. And I also think that he saw that with his whole like God is dead proclamation and everything, he saw that we were entering into a secular society, but he didn't like how we were going about it. Excuse me.
That's okay.
And I think, thank you so much. I'm only human. And the thing about, if he was alive today, I think he'd be appalled by like celebrity culture. And I think that all we do now is look for golden calves to fill the void of God, quote unquote. I think that's what we do now.
Do you think nihilism is a more complex concept than most people think? Does it go beyond just not believing in anything?
Well, yeah, there's people often think of Nietzsche, for example, as a relativist, and he wasn't. A relativist doesn't assert ideas and say that they're right. A relativist is caught in this continuous paradox of asserting that it's the eye of the beholder, but by asserting that, that's an objective truth in itself. So like, yeah, he was an objectivist. He just had a completely different view on how the world worked than anybody else, and that's why he's revolutionary in some senses. He's valuable.
Do you think that, and I'm speaking about nihilism in the most like stereotypical sense, just this
Yeah.
idea of there's nothing after we die, whatever else. Do you think it can be do you think that belief can be a means of being humble? Like if there's nothing, it kind of puts us all on the same level playing field, and that maybe it gives people more respect for life, if that makes sense.
Well, you should be humble regardless.
Yeah. Oh, no, of course.
I think any realm of belief or assertion, if you're thinking that you're more than what you actually are, which is this microorganism in this microcosm of a giant, we're getting really metaphysical.
No, this is great, though, man. This is great.
And this like giant universe thing. I mean, I think like especially with the industry I'm in, there are people that get caught up, and if you're popular, for example, you get put on a pedestal and stuff, and some people think that they're gods or the greatest thing ever or stuff, and that's just not true. It's just we do different things than other people and stuff, and that's all it is.
Well, yeah, and I guess that's what I'm asking. Do you think most people in general could stand to have a little bit more? I guess what I'm asking is a little bit more humility in general. Do you think that's something that's lacking, whether in the music industry or among humanity as a whole?
Oh yeah, that's a whole thing. But it's just part of our human nature to be prideful, and we live our lives in a bubble and think we're the most important thing.
Yeah.
And there's good and bad aspects to that.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think it's good to value certain things, of course, and make your life, worthwhile and all that. But I think perspective is definitely in order.
Yeah, you need that. I think everybody could be more empathetic. That's my biggest thing. I think that a lot of people aren't empathetic, and they should be more empathetic.
If you take one thing from this interview today, please take that, and I mean that in all sincerity.
I'm giving moral lessons here.
That's great. No, we want that, man. Like I said, we like to dig deep when we can,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's hear this last song, shall we?
All right. This is for my friend Jeremy Quinton, along with for Wes Edelman gets a shout out as well in this. So
Awesome.
There you go.
Hey, guys.
Saw something today that made me cry. 50 years old, too young to die. Shot by a man who'll never recant. Well, who decided to give him a good? Drop a little something to make it seem right. With wild youth watching on the other side, I was told to believe in a country that is free, but ain't nothing fair for you and me. Hey Walter Scott, I'm singing to you. With 8 bullets flying, well, what can you do? Thought we fought for something called civil rights. Hey Michael T. Slager, what gives you the right? So I weep for the children under our red flag, stained from the blood on 9 body bags. I was told to believe in a country that is free, but ain't nothing there for you and me. a friend in the army who's hoping for more. While 10 young rich kids down the drums of war. And I'm so damn scared for my generation. Oh, your mind's so numb and little patience. While in the fields, the innocent die. Shot by men who still have wives. I was told to believe in a country that is free, but ain't nothing there for you and me. And Jeremy Quentin, I'm singing to you. Oh, I want a miracle, now listen to you. With their ears so deaf, and my swallowed rage. You know this life they give is nothing but a cage. So I wrote this song for Walter Scott. 'Cause I'm not a cherry, you can't be bought. I was told to believe in a country that is free. I was told to believe in a country that is free, but ain't nothing there for you and me. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, 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 no.
You have been watching Audiotree Live. We have been in the studio with Trevor Sensor. Trevor, thanks again for being here. This is great.
Thanks for having me.
You can currently get his debut EP, Texas Girls and Jesus Christ, and he also has the single Judas Said to Be a Man coming out on May 27th, available for download. And of course, in time, you can download the very set you heard here today. From all of us here at Audiotree, thank you so much for watching. Thanks to everyone in the sound booth for making us sound great. Thanks to everyone in lights and cameras for making us look great. And I'll say it again, thank you for watching. If you want to give a shout out to us, feel free to reach out on social media. Otherwise, we will see you next time. Thanks a lot and have a great week.